We are ready to start. This is the Emperor's New Hair, based on the Emperor's New Clothes. Once there was a very powerful emperor. He ruled over a huge land, but there was something he was secretly embarrassed about. He didn't have one single hair on his head. The emperor felt that he needed to wear wigs. He had more than 100 of them in his special closet. They were the finest wigs and could easily be mistaken for real hair. One day, a traveling salesperson showed up at the emperor's castle with a very unusual product.
What are you selling today? Make it quick because I have a huge empire to run.
Oh, great emperor, I have traveled here today with a brand new product. I want to offer you the lost batch. It's called Here Today Magic Potion. It's just $19.99. And wait, if you buy Here Today Magic Potion, I'll even throw in a free code.
Why would I need it? As you can see, I have a full head of hair.
Yes, your hair is very nice. Perhaps you have a long friend who could use this potion. I used to be bald myself, and as you can see, I've grown plenty of new hair. Thanks to Here Today Magic Potion.
I'll take 100 bottles. For my bald friend, of course.
The emperor began using Here Today Magic Potion, and each night before he went to bed, he would take his wig off and put 3 drops on his very shiny head. Each morning he talked to his 2 advisors, Twiddle and Tweed. They were the only people the emperor trusted. He'd ask them if the Here Today Magic Potion was working. Twiddle and Tweed wanted to make the emperor happy, and they wanted to keep their jobs. So they told the emperor what they believed he wanted to hear.
What do you think, my trusted advisors? Is Twiddle and Tweed? Is the potion working? I definitely noticed a difference.
You're starting to grow just a few hairs.
Only a few?
When I mean a few, I mean maybe 20.
Or maybe 50. They're very fabulous on my dad. Yes, I see them too.
The emperor continued to use the potion, and his 2 trusted advisors continued to tell him that the potion was working. As the days went by, they began to tell more and more extravagant lies to the emperor. Soon they even began to believe the lies themselves.
What do you think, my trusted advisors, Twiddle and Tweed? How do I look today? Is the potion working yet? Is it working? Are you kidding? You have grown a thick head of fabulous hairs.
You have a lot of it.
You can throw away your wigs. You don't need them anymore.
If I do say so myself, Emperor, you need a haircut.
A haircut. How wonderful. Fetch me the imperial hairdresser at once.
Twiddle and Tweed ran off to find the imperial hairdresser. When they found the hairdresser, they described the emperor's new hair in great detail. By now, they were so caught up in their lie that they completely believed it themselves, and soon they had the imperial hairdresser convinced that the emperor
thank you. But right now there's a little bit too much of it.
It will be a pleasure to trim it. I will make you look fabulous.
The imperial hairdresser set to work with the scissors and a comb. The haircut required many hours of snipping, clipping, fussing, mooring, combing, and blow drying, but at last the imperial hairdresser was finished.
What do you think?
Maybe just a little bit more off the back.
The imperial hairdresser carefully clipped the scissors near the back of the emperor's head.
Now what do you think?
Perfect. We should have a parade to show off your new hair.
And so Twiddle and Twee arranged an elaborate parade, and there were jugglers and soldiers and horses, and at the tail end of the parade the emperor marched proudly. He wasn't wearing his crown. He wanted everyone to gaze at his wonderful new hairstyle. As he passed through the empire, Twiddle, Twee, and the imperial hairdresser called out to the townspeople,
Behold, the emperor's new hair!
Look how thick it is. The emperor looks fabulous.
He doesn't have any hair.
He doesn't have any hair.
Can't you see? The emperor doesn't have any hair.
The emperor doesn't have any hair?
The emperor doesn't have any hair?
The emperor doesn't have any hair?
I don't have any hair? Little boy.
At first, the emperor was very embarrassed, but he was glad that someone was honest enough to tell him the truth. He called for the little boy to come out of the crowd.
Little boy, you're the only one who's brave enough to tell me the truth. Thank you. You look cool without it. You look cool without any hair. Thank you, thank you.
The emperor asked the little boy to walk beside him in the parade. The little boy became a trusted advisor and a true friend to the emperor. The emperor stopped using magic hair growth potions. He gave away his wigs to a family of traveling circus clowns. From that point forward, the emperor worked to run his empire kindly and wisely. No one cared that he didn't have any hair. In fact, most people thought he looked quite handsome. Twiddle and Twee even shaved their heads to look just like the emperor. The end. Okay, this is the ugly woodpecker based on the ugly duckling. A mother woodpecker was sitting on 3 eggs in her nest. The first 2 eggs hatched. It was a boy and a girl woodpecker. She named them Wilson and Wilma. But the 3rd egg would not hatch. It was larger than the other 2 eggs, and it was speckled, while the other 2 eggs were plain.
I think you're sitting on a robin's egg, Mama Woodpecker, or maybe it's some other bird, like a goose or a peacock.
Stop kidding around, Pa Woodpecker. You know good and well that this is a woodpecker egg, even if it is large and speckled.
Suit yourself.
So Ma Woodpecker continued to sit on the egg, and after 3 long days, it began to crack. And out popped a strange creature that looked nothing like a woodpecker.
What a strange looking bird.
My word, it has a beak like a bird. It has webbed feet like some birds I know. But where are its wings? And where are its feathers? And what is this strange shell it has?
Little brother, can you drill a hole in a tree with your beak like this?
The hatchling tried, but it simply hurt its beak.
Little brother, can you fly like me? Flap, flap, flap.
The hatchling waved his arms, but he could not fly.
What kind of woodpecker are you? You can't fly and you can't drill a hole with your beak.
Yeah, what kind of woodpecker are you? You're the ugliest woodpecker I've ever seen.
Children, children, be nice.
Pipe down, children. I don't think this is really your little brother. I think this is a duck. We need to find a home on his own time.
Pa Woodpecker picked up the hatchling and carried him down to the marsh. He left them with a couple of ducks named Danny and Darren. Who are you?
Yes, we would identify ourselves. When I was born, I thought I was a woodpecker, but now I'm told that I'm a duck. A duck, you say? Can you make sounds like this? Quack, quack, quack. Sorry. Can you waddle when you walk? I'm not sure. Here, I'll take a few steps and you tell me. That's for sure. You can. That's for. You have a strange way of walking. You have a strange way of walking. You don't waddle in a cool like a duck. That's for sure. You can't waddle and you can't quack. I don't know what you're just fishy ducks. I think you must actually be an ugly woodpecker. Yeah, those woodpeckers just wanted to get rid of you. You are certainly not cool enough to be a duck.
The little creature's feelings were very hurt. If this is how ducks behaved, he didn't even want to be a duck. He moved away from them just as fast as his webbed feet would carry him. Soon he came upon 2 turtles named Tanya and Terry.
Who are you? I don't know. When I was born, I thought I was a woodpecker. But I couldn't drill holes with my beak. Then I thought maybe I was a duck, but I couldn't quack and waddle. No, silly. I know what you are, but was just asking who you are. What's your name? Wait a minute, you know what I am? Well, you're awfully turtle looking, but you're not a snake or a owl or a moose. You're a turtle. No. Questions. A turtle, you say, but how can you be sure? There's one simple turtle test. Can you pull your head inside your shell?
The creature gave it a try, and sure enough, he was able to pull his head inside his shell.
You're a turtle. No doubts about it. I'm a turtle. I'm a turtle.
So it was that the ugly woodpecker learned that he actually was a turtle. He immediately changed his name to Thaddeus T. Turtle. He was adopted by Tanya and Terry and their brothers and sisters. He was nice to other animals, no matter how unusual they looked and acted, and he lived happily ever after. The end. Okay, next is Slurping Beauty, based on Sleeping Beauty. Once upon a time, there lived a king in a faraway land. He had one daughter, a lovely young princess, and he decided to throw her a feast for her 10th birthday. It was a wonderful feast, and he invited all the good fairies from the surrounding woodlands. Each good fairy cast a different spell on the young princess. One spell made her sweet, another spell made her smart, another spell made her pretty. But there was one particular fairy, a wicked fairy, who had not been invited to the feast. The wicked fairy grew angry and cast a curse on the princess.
Zor-zizzy, zizzle and zoom. Your manners will be frightful and you will slip up your soup.
The king was horrified. He immediately issued a proclamation to keep the curse against his daughter from coming true.
All swings throughout the kingdom must be destroyed at once. Citizens of the land, gather up and take any and all bulls to the royal dump immediately. From this point forward, soup is outlawed in my kingdom. No more clam chowder, no more chicken stars. Hear me, by royal proclamation. There is to be no more soup.
A few years later, the princess had her 16th birthday. The king arranged a huge feast. Prince Charming from a neighboring land was to be the guest of honor. The king had hired a cook specifically for the occasion.
I would like to say a few words to the lovely princess. If her manners are anything like my manners, I am sure we will get along quite splendidly.
The waiters began to serve the meal, and to the king's horror, they set down bowls of soup. The king had completely forgotten to tell the new cook that soup was forbidden throughout the land.
What is this
fine food. I never tasted such a delightful.
It's soup, of course. Oh no, it's soup!
It's delicious. I never tasted something so delicious.
I must be going at once. I have a previous engagement that completely slipped my mind. Thank you, King, for a most charming evening. Your daughter is a interesting young lady.
The king was furious that the feast had gone so badly. The wicked fairy's curse had taken hold.
My curse is taking hold.
Slurping Beauty had scared off Prince Charming with her terrible manners. Sure, Prince Charming was something of a snob, but what about the next man who came to dinner? And what if Slurping Beauty scared him off too? The king decided he would fire the new cook at once.
Please, Daddy, don't fire the cook. Let him make more soup. I love it.
The king could not deny his daughter, and so began a period of Slurping Beauty trying all the soup she missed out on throughout her childhood. Night after night, meal after meal, she tried different soups: split pea, chicken noodle, beef and barley. She loved them all, and she slurped them all up. The old king was terribly upset.
If my daughter keeps behaving this way, she may never find a husband.
It so happened that another prince was passing through the land. The king had no choice but to invite Prince Alarming to dinner. Soup was served as usual.
This is going to be a very embarrassing evening.
I would like to tell a riddle to the lovely princess. What does the flower say to the bee? Buzz off. Get it? Buzz off.
The princess began to laugh, and then Prince Alarming began to laugh. He had a goofy, high-pitched laugh that sounded like this.
Ee-haw, ee-haw, ee-haw. Knock, knock. Who's there? Lettuce. Lettuce who? Lettuce alone. Get it? Lettuce alone.
Slurping Beauty laughed so hard that soup came out her nose, and that made Prince Alarming laugh even harder.
Ee-haw, ee-haw, ee-haw.
Slurping Beauty didn't mind Prince Alarming's goofy laugh.
It's kind of cute.
Prince Alarming didn't mind the way Slurping Beauty ate her soup.
She has a healthy appetite.
He would always say it with a hearty laugh.
Ee-haw, ee-haw.
The two rather enjoyed one another's funny habits. They fell in love, and they lived happily ever after. Okay, our last play is the Vernon Town Rappers. Once upon a time, there was a donkey who lived on a farm. He was getting old, so the farmer told him it was time to retire. The donkey had always dreamed of being a rapper, so he decided to run away to Birmingham to try and make it in the music business. He walked along the road for a while and came upon an old hound dog.
How are you doing? Not so well, not so well. I'm tired of living out here in the middle of nowhere. You should come with me. I'm going to Birmingham. I'm going to become a rapper. I would love to come along. Hey, if we're going to become rappers, we should make up new cool. We should start talking real cool and make up new rappers' names. From now on, you can call me Donkey MC. I hear you, my donkey. From now on, you can call me Fun-Loving Dog.
The donkey and the dog continued to walk down the road, only now they were Donkey MC and Fun-Loving Dog. And they had cool new walks now too. The donkey used to walk in a slow, tired way. Now the donkey MC galloped like a prize stallion. The old hound dog used to drag her belly on the ground, but Fun-Loving Dog walked in a sly way like a fox. Soon the two friends met up with a mangy old cat with messy fur and drooping whiskers.
How are you doing, my fine feline friend? Yo, cat, can I get a meow? What is with you two? You are acting very weird. We're going to Birmingham. We're going to become rappers. This is your chance to become a cool cat. That sounds fun. The farmer says I'm getting too old. I'd love to come along. Come on, but first you have to make up a new cool rapper name. From now on, you can call me Kitty-O.
The three animals walked down the road. The cat had a new walk now too. Instead of being a scurrying furball, Kitty-O started to slink like a tiger. Pretty soon the animals ran into a rooster.
How are you doing? How's it crowing, my fine feathered friend? Yo, rooster, can I get a cock-a-doodle-doo? What's that? What is with you three? You three are acting really, really weird. We're going to Birmingham. We're going to become rappers. This is your chance to shred your stuff. Hey-yo. That sounds fun. The farmer says I'm getting too old to wake him up with my crowing. He just bought a new alarm clock. I'll show him. Come along with us, but first, you have to make up a new cool rapper name. From now on, you can call me Darusta.
The four animals continued to walk down the road. Now Rooster also had a new walk. Instead of lurching awkwardly around the farmyard, the rooster walked with a proud strut like a peacock. There was a house in the distance, and they were growing tired and hungry. It had the lights on. The animals walked up to the house. There were robbers sorting through their loot. Spread out on the table were all kinds of delicious food.
Yo, check out this hoodlum. Let me at him. They're gonna regret the day they met Darusta. I'm hungry. Hush, I got a plan.
Donkey MC's plan was to make up a rap song. The animals practiced in a whisper so that the robbers couldn't hear them.
Okay, from animals. Let's rap it real loud on three. A one, a two, a three. Yo, yo, we come from the farm and it's time to run along. We're the animal crew and we're here to tell you
laughing very loudly. They ran out of the house in a fright. After they were gone, the animals went inside and feasted on the food and slept in the beds. The next day, they walked into Bremen Town. When they arrived, they were surprised to learn that they were heroes. People had heard about how they scared away the robbers. The 4 animals were immediately given a record contract. They made a video that played on MTV and various nature channels. They even went on tour with a group of robots who had formed a heavy metal band. The Bremen Town rappers went on to have 5 #1 songs